Hey guys. So again, we're working towards this target where we can not only make a solution to help animals better survive in groups, but we can explain why and how it will work. So we know one already from the past couple weeks that forming groups helps animals survive. Now we're going to start working on number two here. So you'll be here where first you make a solution to help animals better survive in groups. And then you will climb that ladder up to number three to also explain why and how it will work, right? So we can meet our learning target. Green means goal. Okay. So we're going to continue to explore this with Mystery Science. All right. So we left off yesterday where we had this question: why do you think there are more mosquitoes in tropical places? And this video is a picture of a tropical rainforest. So let's see what the answer is.
Tropical places, where the weather is warm and wet all year round, are the best kind of places for mosquitoes to live. Scientists have figured out that mosquitoes need warm weather because they die when it gets too cold. But warm weather isn't enough. There are warm places where you won't find a single mosquito. Deserts. Deserts are dry, they get very little rain. So it's not just warm places that mosquitoes need.
So not just warm, but what do you think? Warm and
They need places that are warm and wet.
exactly.
Mosquitoes are especially common in swamps and rainforests, where there's lots of water all year round. But that seems strange, doesn't it? Mosquitoes don't live in the water, they fly around in the air. Plus, it turns out mosquitoes hardly even need to drink water, because they can get the water they need by drinking blood. So, why would mosquitoes need water to live? To figure this out, we need to look at the entire life cycle of the mosquito. Like many other insects, mosquitoes completely change the form of their bodies from when they're young to when they become adults. It's like with butterflies. Butterflies start out as larvae, that's the caterpillar stage. Then they turn into a pupa or cocoon. Once the pupa goes through metamorphosis, a butterfly emerges. Well, mosquitoes go through the same phases. They start out as larvae that look like this. You can think of these as being like the caterpillar of mosquitoes. They're little worm like creatures that people sometimes call wrigglers. At this stage, they live entirely in the water. They can't fly, and they eat tiny living things in the water rather than sucking blood to get their food. In the next stage, a mosquito larva becomes a pupa. It's like a cocoon, except it's in the water. Mosquitoes don't leave the water until after the pupa goes through metamorphosis. That's when an adult mosquito emerges with wings and ready to suck blood. So, mosquitoes need water because they spend the first half of their lives in the water. Without water, mosquitoes wouldn't have anywhere to lay their eggs and grow up. This explains why there are more mosquitoes in tropical areas. It's because those places have more water for mosquitoes to lay their eggs and grow up. It also explains why, even outside of tropical areas, places like where I grew up in the United States, there are always more mosquitoes in the spring and summer. In those seasons, the weather is warmer and there's more water available for mosquitoes to lay their eggs. In fact, people often get worried after an especially rainy spring season because they expect that there will be more mosquitoes that year. Learning about the mosquito life cycle can help people figure out ways to avoid getting bitten by mosquitoes. Given what you've learned about mosquitoes and their life cycle, does it give you any ideas for how people can avoid getting bitten?
Hmm. All right. So yeah, after we've learned about the life cycle of mosquitoes, do you have any suggestions to people to help them avoid getting bitten by mosquitoes? Hmm. All right. So I'm going to give you more time to think about this. Okay. Because when you have science tomorrow, you are going to get to do an activity that will help you do that, just this. Okay.
In today's activity,
Tomorrow's activity.
you're going to help the little town of Pondville solve a pesky problem. There are too many mosquitoes. To solve the problem, you're going to figure out what the people of the town can build or do to stop getting bitten. Now, there's always been some mosquitoes in Pondville. Like last year, if you sat in the park for an hour at sunset, you might have gotten one or two mosquito bites. But this year, if you sat in the park for an hour, you got dozens and dozens of bites. And there are mosquitoes
Oh
all
no.
over the town. Fortunately, there's no malaria in Pondville. But
Okay.
people are tired of getting so many bites.
Yeah, I would be
What
too.
happened? Why this change? Well, it rained a lot in Pondville this year. There are puddles everywhere. And that little pond in the city park became a big pond. Lots of water plus warm weather means lots of mosquitoes. But no one wants to drain the pond that gave Pondville its name. So, what can the people of Pondville do? It's your job to figure that out. I'll show you how to get started, step by step.
Okay. So that's going to be your task for tomorrow. All right. We're going to figure out what's the best way to get rid of mosquitoes. All right. All right. Until tomorrow, scientists, keep staying curious, like Doug would say.